welcome to another Ned's Tool Talk video. So today on hand we have a bit of a different project. No tool talks, it's actually using tools today. So we got this sink that has a crack all the way through it, and of course it's leaking on the bottom. So what we gotta do is we gotta cut out the silicone around. We gotta disconnect the tap and disconnect the trap, remove the sink and install a new one. So you only need few basic tools to do that. Let's start. You need a Stanley knife to cut the silicone around and clean it off before you remove the sink, and then after that, when you remove it, you gotta clean off the silicone nicely and install a new silicone. You'll need multi-grip pliers, you'll need a adjustable wrench, and you will need this mixer tap spanner set. I'm using the Heron one. There's all different kind ones in Bunnings, but this is the better one, so might as well. And the difference is a couple bucks. We're only talking about $10-12. I'm on a limited tool supply here because I'm not at home, so all these tools, Stanley knife, I had all these, but you're looking, it's around 30 Australian dollars, so it's not a difficult job to do. So let's get started. The first thing I want to get done is we're gonna close the cold water and hot water valves like that, and this one's a bit more challenging. Okay, that's closed. And then what you're gonna do is, well, there's no pressure in there. So once that is closed, you can take your wrench, make sure you put a ball or something under, and these pipes loose. There's gonna be water from here, so be careful of that, because whatever is left in these lines, it will come out here. Nothing, okay, even better. Sometimes you get more, sometimes you get less, sometimes you get nothing. Can't complain about nothing. And this is a tricky spot. Okay, it's nice and loose. Couple of drops. All right, so that's your first job. Second thing you gotta do is you're gonna disconnect the trap right there. Let's get the camera a bit up. There, and swing it out of the way. So that's all you gotta do under tap. You're not gonna be disconnecting the tap now. It's much easier when you remove the whole sink to take off the tap somewhere on a bench or a table rather than mucking around under here. So the next order of business is I'm gonna check to see if there's any brackets that are holding the actual sink to the frame of the sink, or is it just the silicone that's around. So as you can see for yourself here, there is nothing, no brackets or anything that's holding the sink under, so it's just gonna be the silicone on top. And also, this is what I'm talking about. See where the tap is all the way behind? You can do it here with the spanner that I bought, but it's much easier to do it right after you take the whole sink out and then do it. So I'm gonna cut out the silicone around now, and then I'm gonna see if it lifts or if I need to call someone for help, because I don't know how heavy this thing is. I'm at a halfway point, guys. That's how severe the crack was. Just lifted it a little bit from that side and all the way through. But what happened is, whoever installed it, he put silicone all the way around where the sink is sitting on the top of the cabinet. It is an absolute nightmare. I managed to cut this bit around. I'm gonna take this bit now, but over there, I don't know how I'm gonna do it. I've cut the silicone on top around, but this is proving to be much more difficult than I've ever thought it's gonna be. I honestly hope they haven't put the silicone at the back under it, because I have no way of getting to that. So we are battling the thing big time. So let's put you guys on something and see how this is gonna lift up now. Alright, so let's at least get this half out. Half the sink, that's something I guess as well. And here's a 50-50 cutout of the sink. In here you can actually pretty well see how this is the base of it, but this is how the overflow works. It's casted into a sink, so if this doesn't take all the water, when it hits to the overflow here, it's gonna start going back down in trap and in a drain through this casted section of the sink. And from what I can see, there's more glue at the back there, so I'm gonna cut this out, that and there, and try to remove. But you can see how the silicone did there and bit here, almost all along there they put silicone. Way too much and very unnecessary, because this has got nowhere to go once it's grabbed around. So keep in mind, guys, less is more. Don't load up the silicone, because there's absolutely no need to put it where it does not belong at. Let's keep going with the cutting. Well, it's been 20 minutes since the last update, but the sink is out. I mean, not out, but it's loose. I'm taking it out. I'm gonna start cleaning up the silicone, and then we're gonna turn the camera back on when I start transferring the tap and drain. There we go. Alright guys, so I've got the sink out. As you can see, it's in multiple pieces. It just fell apart. As you can see, as I showed earlier, this sink has a overflow right there, and that's the tubing inside the sink molding for overflow. And this drain waste here is gonna have a slot in the thread right in this area here for overflow to drain into there and back down to waste. Now, if we take a look at the new sink that we have here, that's for the mixer tap, that's for the waste. What's missing? There is no overflow, which means we cannot use the overflow, we cannot use the waste, drain waste from the old sink. We're gonna have to get a new one and get it installed into this one. So just keep an eye on that and make sure that you don't install the wrong waste onto the sink. Alright guys, we're back at it. So the problem we have at the moment is that on the old sink, the waste hole was more centralized on the sink, more like here was the center of the hole, and the depth of the sink was 140 mil. This one is 125, which you can't really see until you start fitting things. Now what's happening here is there is 15 millimeters gap there that you really just can't compensate for without modifying this. And also this is about 30 mil more out, this trap of where the center of the drain is now. So what I need to do is I need to remove this whole thing, and I just went to Bunnings and I bought this one. Luckily it's inexpensive, it's $8-9. So I'm gonna try to modify this and make it work, and then I'll update you guys on how it went so you can see what needs to be done if you come in a situation like this. So after a bit of a mess and mucking around, I had to reuse the existing trap, but I had to cut the pipe there and put a joint in between so I can get it rotated more. So I can get it rotated more this way so the trap aligns with the new position in the sink. So that's the update. Now all that's left to do is give that maybe half an hour to dry up nicely, connect the trap with the waste, and do the silicone around, and job is done. So the job is done. I'm gonna start from the bottom. The trap is all redone, connected, tested. There is no leaks. I still need to clean up a few bits. That's a new joint, had to twist it. So that's all nicely reconnected. Once you close it, there's more remnants of old silicone. That's what it looks like. And that's what silicone or caulking looks like. Now I know many people knows this, but a trick to a very good silicone job is once you're gonna make sure that the area is dry. So once you apply the silicone on the dry areas where you need it, then just apply it and then go find yourself a spray bottle. It can be Windex, the glass cleaner, or it can be just normal water, pure water, no problems with it. Get yourself a bit of water with Windex and spray the area over the silicone after you apply the silicone. So once you spray that area, then you can spray your thumb. You don't have to buy any kind of tools to get the silicone nice and sitting there perfectly. So spray your thumb as well, and just go over the area with a finger and have a paper roll handy and wipe off the excess. Remember, with silicone, the less is more. So the less you put on, the better finish you're gonna get. Now, why do you put water? Well, once you apply the silicone on a dry area, silicone is gonna stick to that area, and that's where you need it to stick. Whatever you, after that, you put water on, you spray the rest of it with the water, because you don't want it to stick. So as long as the water is there, silicone's not gonna stick on those areas. And then after that, you just let it dry, let the water dry, silicone's gonna evaporate. A couple of hours later, you're ready to splash and use your sink perfectly. So that's how it looks like after the sink is replaced. It's all beautiful, brand new, ready to be used. Anyways guys, that's it for today's video. Here's my face, not that anyone wants to see it. Anyways, jokes. That's it for today's video, a bit of a DIY, and have a good one. Like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.